Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber. Today I'm super excited to come on and share with you each of my 10 custom journal covers that I have made for my scrap journals. I'm super excited. Every one of the journal covers is a little bit different. A couple of them are similar and then they all have sewing. So let's just get looking at them in a little bit more detail. So the first one I have here is just a simple fabric cover journal. I do have sewing around all the edges and this one does have a bookmark that I have glued down in the middle of it. On the inside of this journal, it has some really old vintage music paper, and I love, love, love the way this turned out. It's so pretty. And this is actually like a kitchen tea type of fabric. It's really pretty, and this is, I think, the only bit of that fabric I have. I have all of my fabric scraps up here, so I'll be able to play with those as well later on. And on this one, it is actually a fabric journal too. Both of these are manila folders is their base, okay? And then I put fabric on top, and then on top of my fabric on this one, I used a piece of my wallpaper that I've had in my stash for a really long time. I bought this wallpaper to go with my Dear Julie first ever journal, I think. It's the January journal, I think. Wallpaper was considered junk. Anyways, I still have a lot of that left, so I decided to put it on the front. I love it. And these are my journal base covers, so I'm still going to be adding like a word or an embellishment or something to make these journals pop even more. And on the inside of that, I chose some really pretty scrapbook paper. I love these purple flowers, and it just kind of ties in really nicely with this green over here. And so that's this one, my two small journals. Now my first big, it's just like a traveler's notebook size journal, is made out of a music book cover. Never done that before. I wanted to give it a try. I do have my Tim Holtz washi along the edge here just to strengthen the spine of this. And then I sewed it down just to make sure it wouldn't pop back up. I do have some lace on the front and the back just to make it really pretty. And then on the inside, I glued down some foil scrapbook paper, which is really nice because I don't tend to use my foil scrapbook paper. It seems to be really overwhelming as far as the pattern goes. But on a cover, it looks really nice because I still intend to go ahead and add like a pocket on the front here. Let me just see if I can find something. For example, like this, and it takes up even more of space off of that foil, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah, anyway, so this one is that, and then I added this pretty blue here in the middle. This isn't necessarily a blue journal. I just thought it was really pretty. There is a piece of blue in here, but mainly because of the front cover has blue, orange, and yellow, and this is a vintage book and this is vintage paper, and they have the same type of tone, so I thought that worked really well. And then my next journal, oh, I love this one. This is my red journal, and I know that not because it was sliding up, because of this big red and orange butterfly. I have a pretty big chunk of this fabric, but the way it was laid out, it kept wanting me to have these other really pretty butterflies. So there's like a moth type of one that is orange, and then there's a blue one, and then there's a green one down here in this corner. So I had to lay it out so I could specifically cut it to have this be on the front. So I have a pretty decent chunk. See, here's that other blue butterfly. Isn't it pretty? Ah, I love it. So this is a really pretty journal. And then on the inside of here, I did do some more gold foiled polka dotted paper. I thought that would be kind of fun there. And then on the spine, I did go ahead and put more of the fabric on the inside. Obviously, none of these are bound in here yet because one of my journal signatures I still have to go through and sew. Almost all of them I have sewed all of the pockets that I wanted to sew shut. So we're just about done. But I want to be able to do my stamping and adding my lace and all that kind of thing. And it's just easier to do not being bound in. I can't remember what is on the inside of here. I feel like this one's a cereal box, or not a cereal box. Because of how the spine is set up. Maybe it's a scrapbooking. I should have taken pictures and I would remember. I think this is a scrapbooking paper pad back. So like a really thick cardboard. All right, now this one is so pretty. This feels so nice in the hand. This is a textured scrapbook paper. So this is a 12 by 12 paper that I sewed, and I sewed two pieces of that same paper pad together, and I glued them. So there's a little bit of a crunch and crinkle to it. This is my Prima cover. I was just going to use this for my cover, and then I decided, no, I want to have something a little bit more elegant, and so I decided to do this. Now, it is quite a bit larger than my journal, and I did that on purpose because on this one I was kind of thinking I might want to do an eyelet closure, so I wanted to have enough space to be able to do that. And then I also was thinking maybe have some really fun like tabs or lace bits on the top. But anyways, that's this one. It's really pretty. And then I have another journal here. This one is my pink journal. Obviously, you can tell that from here. This one is pink fabric with pink thread on the cover. And then I did do pink stitching throughout. So this one is a piece of felt. So right here, this one has red felt, or not felt. This is not felt. This is foam. I'm sorry, foam. So I took a piece of foam and then I sewed on my fabric. I glued it a little bit and then sewed it down. And then I put scrapbook paper, the same type of matching scrapbook paper, on the top of that. So this one here is really thick. It didn't struggle going through my sewing machine, but I had to go slow. It feels really soft and nice and flexible in the hand. I don't know as if I'll do that again with the sewing machine. I just don't want to wreck my machine. So, but I had fun doing that and experimenting. So I hope that gives you ideas for what you could do. Now my next one here is my blue journal. It's a 2 signature blue journal. And these are actually really similar. These two here, this one just has a blue tie closure and this one does not. And this one is so pretty. I love this fabric. This one I sewed around there twice. Anyways, so these are fabric, and then it's just fabric on the inside. I did matching on the inside of this one, and there's nothing in the middle. But on the inside of here is batting. And I think batting is made for quilts, I think, or pillows. I won't use that again. That was a terrible idea to try to use because I couldn't get the Fabri-Tac to stick to this. And I had a really hard time of getting it bunching up where I didn't want it to bunch up. And so right here is where my string is at, and you can really feel that. But I like the way it looks. I like how soft it is. It's just, it was too much for the machine. The machine had a hard time getting it to go through there, and it bunched up, so I probably won't make another one of these. I don't know how to raise my foot of sewing up so I can fit this underneath of there. I had to like squash it down, and yeah, but it's really pretty. So that's my blue journal, and then this is the pink and green journal. And I didn't have enough of this fabric. I only had a quartered Joann's fabric quartered square to do this one. So on the inside of this one, this is actually a napkin, a pack of napkins that I had picked up from the thrift shop. It's like a pack of 6, and these are just the stains that were already, you know, on the fabric. And so that's why I decided to go around this one twice, just because I liked how it was kind of like puffy. It's really interesting that this is more flat and then this is puffy, and I like the dimension of it. And of course I've had these laying on their spot like they're supposed to be, so I'm forming that spine where I want it to stay shut naturally, so it's starting to take form right there. So I really like that. So next I have 2 left. This one is, this is my cracker box. It has its natural spine right here, and this is some vintage fabric that I picked up from the thrift shop last week. This is actually the last journal that I have made. I still have to sew in this back signature. All the pockets still need to be sewed, but I wanted to film this. I've been meaning to film this for a week now, and I just have been so busy I haven't had time. So this one is, like I said, it's a cracker box, or no, this is a cereal box. It has sewing all around the edge, and then on the inside of here, this is where I use Candy's really pretty vintage music paper. And I decided to use a ripped edge on each end. So this one I ripped out, and this one I covered. I liked having the words on here, and I just really liked the vintage feel. Even though it's not quite big enough, I would have liked it to have been bigger. But I think I'm going to add some lace along the edge here, just to kind of not have such a big gap. But I really like it. I think it's so pretty, and it's really fitting for this journal. So that's this one. And the final one that I have made is out of a Reader's Digest hard book cover. So I gutted the book. And of course I didn't sew through that book board, but let me move this. I used one of my my collage books, so I don't have it with me, but the one that I did a really fun collage with you guys online, and I showed you I was copying what Pam did in that math book. That's what this page is from. I took one of my favorite pages and I cut it down to fit on the front cover, and then I did some Mod Podge over the top because I didn't want any of these pieces lifting. And then I sewed around it twice, and I did really messy sewing on purpose. I tried to go over and under and around, and just to give it like a really interesting dynamic front cover. And then I did the same fabric, this natural neutral colors here because this is more of the neutral colors, but there are pops of pink and red in this journal. So I thought that was really pretty. Yeah, so that's the book cover. And then on the inside, I do have a little bit of blue of the butterfly here. I couldn't hide that in any way. And then, of course, this is my 3 signature journal. So it'll just pop right in here. I'm super happy with it. This is the original book. It had cream. I saw no reason to cover that up. It's really beautiful and it has texture. It's just so fun. And so I went ahead and I did stick a piece of cereal box in between my fabric cover and this piece of fabric just to strengthen that spine, because when you take your book out, it's pretty weak. And yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun. I'm really excited. And so this is quite the project. I am hoping to, I need to finish sewing in the pockets on this signature, on the second signature in here. And then I think I will just go ahead and go through. I might not add the lace where I said I was going to add the lace. We'll see how we go. I want to go ahead and start adding in some stamping and some tabs and lace and all of those other elements before I sew them in. So in the next video, you will probably see, it's going to take me a long time to do that. So I'm going to try to do 5 and then film. So you can see 5 journals that are done. And like what I call done. And then I still need to add in all the pockets and journal cards and all that kind of thing. And so I've been, like I said, I want to use what I already have on hand instead of having to make more ephemera out of my box over here. Like I want some of them to have some of these pretty tags that I did, the mixed media tags around Christmas time. And I've just pulled in a lot of different things from my stash. So anyways, just wanted to give you a quick update. Tell me what journal is your favorite cover. And, yeah, I think maybe that will be the one that I do on camera with you guys, like adding the tabs and lace and filling it. So just let me know. Whatever journal gets the most votes will be the one that I do with you on camera. If I don't have any comments about which one is your favorite, then I'll just assume that you like them all, and I will just pick one myself. So thank you all for watching. I've had so much fun. I hope this inspires you and brings you joy. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.